Bickley and Marotta mornings. Arizona sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
I realized last night the Suns are just like my little dude, fun and talented and burdened with a serious math problem. In the case of the Suns, it is the difference between 3 and 2 because they do not shoot enough three-point shots. They rank 26th in the NBA and average just 32 a game, and they are clearly behind the times and the trend line in that department. They're also very passive and porous on the perimeter where they do not contest or defend the three nearly well enough against the really good offensive teams. And last night, that combination turned a showdown into a discouraging defeat for the Suns, especially since their big three was more like a mid-three, not nearly good enough to beat a team like Boston. But the problem goes even deeper than last night, because even when Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are cooking like iron chefs, the math problem doesn't go away, because the Suns' two best players are both great at the mid-range game, classically trained shooters who have been trained to beat dudes off the dribble and get the best shot available. But if the Suns are getting 2 and the opponent keeps answering with 3 on the other end, well, we've seen that before, mostly during the Chris Paul era with a team that is very talented at mid-range jumpers, or in this case, too good for their own good. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
I mean, I think we flow well. I think we just tonight was just a defensive thing. They made a lot of threes. I mean, we shot over high 40s. Didn't really turn. We turned it over less than 15 times, so that was like our goal. They made a lot of threes, man. They kept us in scramble, kept us in unbalanced defenses. And they do a really good job, man. They're a really good team. They force you to scramble, and they all shoot all 5 with confidence.
Yeah, that was Bradley Beal speaking with Dwayne Rankin after the game from Arizona Central about the Celtics, just really good team. It's a lot of threes. They were at the top of their game last night. There's no doubt about it.
All right.
And we saw, I thought, a pretty good performance by the Celtics in Phoenix. They stepped it up.
They did. Yes,
even without
they did.
Kristaps Porzingis, they stepped it up and played about as good as they could play last night.
Yeah, listen, and the difference is not only do they shoot the ball very well, they shoot the 3 ball very well. They shoot it a lot. They're number 1 in attempts. They're number 3, I think, in shooting percentage. So that's a lethal combination. And then on the backside of it, on the defensive side of it, they do as good of a job at closing out on 3-point shooters as I think you're going to find in the NBA. They're that good on the perimeter. And that combination presents a very, very bad matchup for the Suns. Now, before we get back into this, so after the game, Charles Barkley did a little name dropping, right? He wasn't very happy with the Suns either.
Yep.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to comment on the Suns.
Why not?
Because they be killing me back home when I don't say everything they want me to say.
What would they like
Phil,
you to say?
you have the freedom here on this show. It's a safe.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn what these people think. I'm going to say what I want to say. Shout out to Dan Bickley, my boy, him and Vince.
Okay.
Shout-outs from Charles Barkley last night. You got to love that, right?
On the post-game show.
Well,
you don't get that. Was that blacked out locally?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear it live because I didn't get that broadcast. But I was given a heads up this morning that we got name dropped.
Look, and what Charles is referring to is Charles said his points about Kevin Durant and leadership, and it caught fire, and everybody in Phoenix. How dare Charles? Charles Barkley hates the Suns.
Take him down from the Ring of Honor.
Yes, he does.
He's dead to us.
Yeah, he's dead to us. Look,
stupid.
He's an analyst. I don't necessarily agree with Charles Barkley on that subject, but I love the fact that he says actually what he feels.
Yeah.
And he's not waving purple and orange pom-poms.
Right, exactly. Don't we have enough of that around here? I mean, isn't a little critical analysis what we really want? Isn't that what you want as a basketball fan? Do you just want to hear rah, 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 blame the refs, rah, 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 the refs are screwing us, rah, 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 rah? Is that what you want? I don't. I watch basketball. I want critical analysis. Somebody to help it make sense. Somebody to provide a broader context.
Fair.
I don't want grievance radio or grievance television. Man, do you get a lot of that with this basketball
But it's also
team.
like how many times and for how long can you just say, all right, just wait. They just need time. The Suns just need time. Let the big three play together more. They'll be fine. We're near the end of the season. You just can't keep saying that. So you have to be analytical and critical of what's going on right now with the team.
I would think so. And I think that starts with the head coach of this basketball team who has not unlocked this team. Defensively, I get it. They're not the greatest compilation of defensive players you are going to find on the planet. I understand that, but I don't see an offensive system, much less a coherent one.
The offensive system is we got three guys that are really good at putting the ball in the hole. Go do it.
Yeah.
And look,
I could do that. Kevin Young's getting $1 million for that.
On the 3-point subject. It's a double-edged sword for the Suns. They don't defend it well. That was highlighted last night. And yes, it was exacerbated by the fact that they're playing the Celtics, who are the best at it in the NBA, and really made them pay. There was a 52-point differential from the 3-point line last night. The Celtics made 25. The Suns made 11.
Math.
Eliminate the 25, and let's look at the 11.
Okay.
Because that's been an issue that has been talked about a lot with the Suns this year. We don't shoot enough. You know what? For a team that's filled with great shooters, they're not a good 3-point shooting team. How many open threes does this team miss?
Well,
you will get your share of open threes in any NBA game. And they fail.
You got to have the right guy shooting him. There is a lot to be said for that.
But I'm not talking about
Royce O'Neal 1 for 13 in his last 3 games from 3-point territory. As much as we love Ish Wainwright, no bueno last night. Clankety, clankety, clank.
But I'm not even talking about those guys. And look, Josh Okogie, when he's on the floor, he'll get a lot of open looks from the corners, and he struggles to hit those shots. But I'm talking about Devin Booker. I'm talking about Kevin Durant. I'm talking about Bradley Beal. These guys are elite shooters. But they're not shooting it well enough.
I know. And so why is that? I think part of it is they're locked up. They're locked up into what they have been trained to do their entire careers. Okay, you're on me. All right, let's go. Dribble, drive, do your move, signature move, pick your shot, and more often than not, it's going to go in. I'm telling you, this team missed the boat when they designed or didn't even bother to design an offense by not just doing a Gonzaga run and gun, shoot threes. Hey, Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball,
Jeff Fryer.
There you go. That's the dude. Jeff Fryer. That's the dude.
Is that easy to do when you don't have a point guard? The run and gun style?
I think the lack of a point guard hurts you more the other
half
way.
Court?
Let me tell you what I think is a bigger issue than no traditional point guard.
Okay.
Is the deliberate nature of whoever is bringing the ball up.
Their pace is terrible.
The Phoenix Suns force their opponents to play about 8 seconds of defense. You're constantly beating the 8-second clock just to get the ball across half court, and then you're taking another 6-7 seconds to get into something. Makes it pretty easy.
Is that a deliberate thing, though, you think?
It must be.
For Beal and Booker and them that think like we don't want to wear ourselves out by running the whole time since we're handling the ball?
I don't know. But I also agree with the assessment, too. The lack of the point guard really stands out in the half court.
Yeah.
Go back and watch last night's game and count how many possessions the Suns had where it was somebody brings the ball up and shoots the ball, and there's little movement. And we hear that all the time, too. Not just about the threes. It's about, wow, the ball was zipping around. That's when we're at our best, is when we get everybody touching the ball.
Yeah.
We got 30-plus assists. That's when we're really clicking offensively. And yet they move away from it very freely. Away from it.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. I think there's a lot that is left on the table with this basketball team offensively, and you talk about it getting late with the big three. The big three now has played 25 games together. They're 15-10. It's good. It's not great.
No, it's not. Quaking the boots kind of stuff.
No.
I'll say this tonight: the big three go off for 82 points in a win over Charlotte.
All right.
And Charlotte hits 21 threes.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.